thought when hearing this song was, oh my gosh, Jay-Z is about to get Obama in trouble.
Pieced apart. Did you hear it?
What up, y'all? Welcome to Pieced Apart. I am your girl, Miss Ruby. Today is a good day. Life is grand, especially for couples like B and J, who recently celebrated their 5-year anniversary in Cuba. If you've been reading up on this, then you'll know that this was the controversial trip that inspired this song. And I'm here to give my piece. Now, the first thing I thought when hearing this song was, oh my gosh, Jay-Z is about to get Obama in trouble. Second thing was, man, he is really pissed. Making illegal threats, dissing politicians. But I mean, as much as people disagree with how he's going about expressing his remarks on the issue, I appreciate the fact that he's keeping it real. We all feel like getting a little grimy sometimes when people make false judgments on our decisions, kind of like what the politicians did to Jay-Z in regards to his trip. So he's lashing out a little bit. I understand, but the question is, do you? Let's get into these lyrics. Havana is the beautiful capital city of Cuba that attracts millions of tourists each year. A guayabera is a style of shirt that's popular in Latin American culture. To say bulletproof this in reference to a song is like saying, what I'm spitting is ammunition and radio can't stop it from being heard. This isn't the first time Jay's talked about radio scanners, and it's actually inspired by a line in the movie Scarface. Okay, this first line right here says everything to me. Jay-Z is gonna keep living the rich, all-out lifestyle until somebody stops him. Hence, the trip he took to Cuba knowing dang well it wasn't for education, but of course he doesn't have to admit it. Why? Because he's a baller, and his money will make a much more persuasive argument on his behalf than any defense he's got. Agreed? Plain and simple, Jay-Z's not worried about the remarks politicians have to make about him and his business, including his trip to Cuba that stimulated a political uproar with every press publication in the nation dishing out statements about the couple's disregard for the U.S. embargo that's been in place for X amount of time and questioning the couple's legal right to be there, etc., etc. I think he's pissed because people are making his innocent attempt to have a new experience out to be an act of anarchy. I know, he should probably support America's 50-year attempt to bring Cuba to their knees by depriving them of our money long enough for them to need our economic support so bad that they'll end the oppression and free the people. Unfortunately, Jay is from the streets, a place that doesn't feel so free either. So how can a man like that come from a restricted life like that and have any regard or sensitivity to the government's imposed restrictions on what he can do now that he's worked so hard to be free? Back to the lyrics. Jay is so pissed that he's on wax making threats to buy illegal drugs and distribute them to the streets where they will become the cause of a number of illegal acts as a result. Man, do you guys hear what he's doing? I mean, I thought I had a smart mouth. Jay is straight mocking our constitutional right to say whatever we want by saying some of the worst possible things that the institution who granted that right would ever want anyone to ever say. And nobody can do anything about it. He's pissed. Period. The onion Jay is talking about is the new multi-layered deal he just signed with Universal Music. Finally, we get a line where he brags on his accomplishments. Just a little. Next, he talks about the money he made off of his stake of ownership in the Brooklyn Nets, which he's about to sell, might I add. But the whole keep your receipt line was aimed at anyone who disagrees with his decision to divest his stake of ownership in the Nets because they must not realize how much money he made off of it, or how much money he's still going to make by retaining ownership in the Barclays Center that the Nets play in. Don't you just love how casually Jay addresses the president? I mean, I wouldn't mind being buddy-buddy with the president either. But Jay is straight up telling him that life gets better than being one of the most powerful men in the world. I wonder. Okay, no, I don't think Jay is going to start a revolution over this. He's way too focused on his money. Right now, he's just venting. As for the shooting, I can only assume that we'd know such a thing based on the incident that happened in his childhood where he shot his 16-year-old brother for stealing from him. He felt threatened, so he shot. But maybe this line is talking about a different incident. Let me know if you know. The Catch a Body line is from one of Nas's songs that happened to fit right in on this one. And we all know what Cubans Jay is talking about loving. The long brown ones. See, now this line spells it all out for me. What he's probably confused about is what many people are probably confused about. Why America is so hard-pressed about keeping its distance from one communist country and not the other. Idiots! Not you. That's Jay's next line. Idiot Wind is the title of one of Bob Dylan's songs that discuss similar misconceptions about one's actions or intentions in relations to political boundaries, religion, relationships, etc. I love that Jay-Z used this title to make his point, by the way, because it opens up the discussion to a whole new layer of input. And in the last line, he references Zoolander, the title of a funny movie with Ben Stiller in it, where the main character was a supermodel who was being brainwashed to try and assassinate the Prime Minister of Malaysia. So Jay is saying he's not about to be under control or somebody else's manipulative plan. He's got his own plan, his own way of doing things. And that's where my explanation ends. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this song. Do you think Jay-Z had the right to go visit Cuba? Do you think that he was there for education? What do I think? Jay-Z has every right to be upset. Jay-Z has every right to release this song. And coming from the world that I've grown up in, it's not really uncommon to find people who don't agree with government limitations. Jay-Z and Beyonce are artists. They love to travel. They love to experience new things. They own an island, okay? I doubt very seriously that they traveled to Cuba thinking, hey, we're going to support the oppressed nature that plagues this country because we got it like that. That's just my take on the lyrics. Overall, I really like listening to this song. Tim, Swizz, y'all did y'all thing on this beat. Keep them coming. Make sure you guys check out my last lyrical review and English translation of Psy's new song, Gentleman. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/MissRuby with an L instead of an I, or at twitter.com/piecedapart. Thank you so much for commenting and joining the discussion of lyrical meanings. I will be back with more to talk about. And until next time, it's Miss Ruby signing off.